Howdy y'all, JTJ here with RollToWound.com. In this battle report, I'm taking my OBR and facing off against Devin and his Sylvaneth. So, let's get ready to roll. Alright, we're here at Montauk's Games, and we are playing the Lurkers Below. I'm here with Devin. Devin, what do you got for your army over here?
So I'm going to be running Sylvaneth. I am running Harvestwood, as I think I just mentioned. Whatever. I'm running the Kurnoth subglade. So specifically, this is a Kronspine variant. Before we get those questions, this is my Countess Kronspine, my Forest Dragon. He is bonded to my Warsong Revenant, who's a general. He has Spellsinger as his trait, so he can cast through the Awakened Wildwoods, and then just an Arcane Tone to give him an extra cast, because this list is kind of starved on cast overall. 2 units of Tree Revs to give me some teleports, maybe go back. They're both Conquerors, so the full unit counts as 15 guys on a point. Not sure how much it'll matter in this one, but we'll see. Unit of Kurnoths with Scythe, Arcrev buffing them up, and then the new bugs, 3-man of the Revenants to hopefully bring back Kurnoths and the Sprite Riders, and then a reinforced unit over here. To hopefully help cut through it. Both bugs and the Kurnoths are bounty hunters, so hopefully we can get them to some good targets.
Yep, and we sort of rolled up this mission randomly, I think. I haven't played it yet, and Devin hasn't played it. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting because it takes away a lot of his teleporting. I mean, well, we don't have 6 objectives for him to jump around. It's very linear, sort of in my favor. But we did sort of set it up thematically. Like, here's my Boneside Nexus, and we're marching towards the gates. All the lists will be in the link, in the description, but I am running 4 blocks of Mortek, 2 20s and 2 10s. The 2 20s are in Bounty Hunters, the 2 10s are in Conquerors. We got Arcan, he knows all the spells. The endless spell I'm bringing today is the Chronomatic Cogs, and we have a Soul Mason on his chair, and I believe the spell I gave him was the Reinforced Battle Shields, and we have a Harvester, and then Catacross over here. Almost got him painted. Almost. So we were tied at drops. I wanted to take this in for the thematic ability, and Devin said he's going to go first, so he's going to try to lock me down over here. So we're going into Sylvaneth turn 1. Okay. All right, you finished up your turn. You finished up your hero phase. What all happened?
I mean, first turn, not a whole lot. Warsong is effectively at a +2 right now. It's within 9 inches of the Wild Grove, has the Kronspine bond, so use Spellslinger to put a tree a little bit farther forward, with the idea that coming turns I can run some spell bombs on him as he moves up, put a Mystic Shield on the Kronspine, and summon the Endless spell that was in my list the entire time, I just forgot to mention. This will be the Spite Swarm Hive. So when things teleport back, I can give them a charge buff to help with, aggressive teleports being 6-inch charges instead of 9.
All right, and moving on to your movement. All right, and let you talk over the rest of your turn for movement on.
Yeah, I mean, pretty short turn. Yeah, as you can see, he's focusing on a. We'll see how that turns out. Seeing as objectives can't be controlled the first turn, which we've forgotten about for a second, I went with barge through enemy lines as my battle tactic. So I went ahead and just teleported both of my Tree Rev units into the back. They're both Galatian veterans, so that'll be 3 points. Forces him to send at least a unit off into a corner if he wants to. He could ignore them. I mean, they're not doing anything after this point. Yeah, meanwhile, everything else is mostly just set up, waiting for him to get a little bit closer. I've got a good tree where I want it. Hopefully can get some good mortal wounds going through from the War Song later. And Kronspine's ready to
munch some more tech.
Hopefully munch something. Probably get double turned and charged by everything. We'll see how it goes.
All right, so this score, because we're not holding and we're not counting anything.
No objectives or anything like that, so I scored 3 points this round. Two for battle tactic, plus 1 because they're both Galatian.
All right, sounds good. Going into OBR turn 1. All right, hero phase. So for my battle tactic, I took, head-to-head? Head-to-head to kill this unit right here. And I got to do it with this unit. I did get the cogs out for the reroll, and that was with my Soul Mason. I got on the front unit Mystic Shield, Reinforced Battle Shields, and Soul Guide. So the front unit is pretty buffed up if he ends up double turning me with the Kronspine, or not double turning, just gets the turn with the Kronspine. They will be hopefully beefy. But now it comes down to, and Curse of Years, I did cast it, and I cast it on the unit that is actually I'm trying to kill for head-to-head. Now the funny thing about it is I'm like just trying to get 2 or 3 mortal wounds on him to make my job easier. However, he said it would have been funny if you would have got off in one, if
you'd blown up that roll.
Yes, if I'd have blown up the roll and killed him, I would have failed my battle tactic. And I was like, well, I didn't even think about that, but this is true. So we're going into my movement. All right, movement phase is done. I spent a bunch of RDP just to get everybody moving up. These guys didn't make their way down, so now we're looking at shooting. And is it worth it to shoot?
I mean, it's up to you. It's not a tournament. If it was a tournament, I would say screw it. It's such a low, but we got the time. Technically, right now, the decision is Harvester has 4 attacks that do 1 damage each.
Yeah.
The Kronspine is in range, so if he hits with all of them, does 4 damage. Then if I roll triple ones, or 1-1-2, Kronspine goes down a level.
Well, we'll roll the hits up, and there's a bunch of 6s there.
Oh god. What's the rend on him?
All right, so I had 1 fail, so I'm just gonna not worry about it because the Kronspine's gonna shrug it anyway. All right, now we're going into the really important charge over here in the corner, because if I don't make the charge, I fail my battle tactic. And I got a 7, or an 8. It's a pretty good charge.
Yeah.
So I'm going to set these guys up and we'll go into combat.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, my combat phase didn't go as planned, so I killed 4.
Yep.
And he killed 4 back with all his pollens and returns. So we actually tied on the amount of models that tied. He rolled really well. My attacks weren't that bad. He just rolled really well for his saves, and he had his leader stayed alive with both wounds. So I was 2 wounds short of wiping that unit and completing my battle tactic. So not the best thing. We're going to roll off and see who's getting turn number 2.
Looks like you.
All right. All right, another big hero phase for me. I generated RDP. I spent 2 of them on Arcan's command ability and Catacross's command ability. I was able only to bring 3 guys back to that unit because Arcan was out of range. I hit him with a mortal wound from the Nexus. I got a bunch of spells out. We put Reinforced Battle Shields and Mystic Shield on the front unit, and then on the Kronspine, Catacross gave him the -1 to hit. I also got a Drain Vitality and a Mortal Contract on him. So we're looking buff to debuff right in the center. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to go in and charge him anyway. We're just going to go up and take points, even though there's no point to take the points right now. I don't think it's really worth getting into that scrap just yet. All right, I pushed everybody up. Obviously, the guys in the corner stayed put. Used a couple RDP to move up in position a little bit. I might be rethinking my thought of charging in there and getting that cron spine. I think I could de-level him. It's an iffy proposition. You might have to do it. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so I rolled a 5 for my charge, which is +1 for the banner. Gave me a 6. I got in there. I think that maybe a good play to start taking his levels down because I'm pretty buffed right now. I guess I'd rather hit him, try to get a level down now, and maybe get lucky next turn. So we'll see. All my shooting attacks, I rolled 2 1s and then you rolled 2 5s for the
Two
save.
fives, yep.
So no damage from shooting. So here we go into combat. All right, so my my combat phase, I decided to shield wall. I could have gave the extra attack to him, but I was really worried about the swing backs. I shouldn't have been. Spoiler alert, the cron spine did no damage to my Mortek guard. He's -1 to hit. He was re-rolling 6s, and I shield walled, so he did no damage. So in retrospect, I should have all-out attacked. The corner combat was in my favor. He killed 1, and then I killed the rest. But here's the catch. I only did 6. How many wounds did I do to cron spine?
Cron spine has taken 7 wounds this turn.
7 wounds. So let's roll it. Let's roll some de-leveling. De-level.
That is a 9. He is good.
All right. And we're going into. And as far as the battle tactic goes, I'm on my point, so I get it.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Going into Sylvaneth turn 2. All right, finished up Sylvaneth hero phase. What all went down?
Okay, so
start with me.
had to play around some dispels because we were finally within, or unbinds because we're finally within range of each other. He tried to get rid of my hive, which was rude, but ultimately didn't work. Just barely failed it. But he did get rid of Mystic Shield, so Cron Spine's feeling a little vulnerable. I then went ahead and tried to cast my Mortal Bomb spell. I got it with a 10. Unbind didn't do it, so managed to cast it through this tree, managed to tag everyone here outside of this back unit. Quite a few skeletons
Unit
the
of,
dust.
yeah, 3, so 6 total Mortex. Catacross caught 3 wounds, Harvester caught 3 wounds, and Arcane caught 3 wounds, and the Soul Mason caught 3 wounds.
Yeah, it was
And
well above average for 10 dice on 5 pluses.
And I think I rolled 1/6 out of all of that to save. Now you did pick a battle tactic and sort of talk through that with your decision making.
Oh yeah. So this turn we're going with Against the Odds, choosing a war song. This is probably going to be one of the last turns that I can almost guarantee it. There is a risk to it. During combat, he could pile in this unit in here and deny me the battle tactic. But I've got Kurnoss right here. I did buff them with the hive, so they got +3 inches to their charge. As long as I get the Kurnoffs here in this row, he can't pile in. I should have the tactic. Warsong just got to go stand on that point.
And I agree, and we sort of talked that out. In this new edition, we are finding it constantly that battle tactics are much harder to achieve, and you're taking a lot more risks. And for this mission, really, the battle tactics are only tiebreakers. So, but it is good practice to work around and work through all that. So I think it's a good tactic, and we're going into your movement, right?
Yep.
Real quick view of the movement. Moving the bugs up, moving the hunters up. No shooting, going into charges.
Yep.
All right, combat is over, and as you can tell, it's pretty bloody. Walk us through how you activated.
Okay, so Spray Riders are now back here. Had charged in here, managed to pile into Archon, got 3 on them. Got him down to like 3 wounds left, but not quite enough to finish him off, and then strike and faded him back because of overgrown terrain. This unit came in, like I said, and wanted to try and go on the Harvester. Admittedly, was a little greedy with this. Probably shouldn't have, or probably should have just focused on this unit. Got a few wounds on him, but he ended up striking back and killing 2 of them. So.
And you did really good damage to the Mortek guard unit and the Harvester. I had 10 guys in range to bring them back, and I I didn't roll. The harvester didn't roll anything, but he made up for it by killing 2 of the.
Yeah, we found those 4-ups.
Yeah,
they were there. He was just waiting for them. Over here, scythes just weren't feeling it quite yet. Got a little bit of damage through. Kron got a little bit of damage through, but unfortunately, Kron also took 11 wounds back.
All right, so we're going. And we're going to. Let's see what the Kron rolls.
Yep.
Let's see what he rolls. It's de-leveling.
That is a 7. That's an 8. He does de-level.
All right, I'll take that. And then battle shock wise, I don't think that they lost 2.
They lost 2.
You are
were
minus
reduced by
1.
bravery.
Yeah.
So they should be 7s going down to a 6. I will spend 1 just to auto rally them. I'm not going to risk it.
Okay. And here is the big roll because I don't want that bomb going off again and killing all my heroes. So big roll right now for a 3 to the 2. Yep, and we gotta go back and heal all my heroes up because I am on shaky ground right now. All right, starting on my turn, I put gaining momentum for my battle tactic to control more points and to kill an enemy unit. I picked this unit for me to kill. He dispelled the cogs, which was huge because at first I was like, I'm fine with that. However, I immediately rolled double 1s and miscast with Arcan as my first cast out of the gate. So he took 1 wound from that only, but it sort of shut down my casting. I was able to get a soul guide, a couple soul guides out on the on Catacross and on the Harvester, and I was able to get a Drain Vitality out on the Conspine. So not the worst, but it did sort of just sort of hurt. I did pop his once per game, my Soul Mason's once per game to get D3 extra RDP. And I healed a bunch of stuff. Harvester's down to 3. The Soul Mason's full up. Arcan has 2 on him. Catacross is full, and our guard is dwindling. So that's sort of where we're at with that. And we're going into movement. You moved. I'm in combat there. You haven't moved anything within 9 of the bugs, or even the Arcrev. So yeah, no. Ran these guys in the back, trying to get them closer. I didn't spend the RDP because I'm just like, it's not going to be a ton of difference, but slowly working their way back to this point. I ran these guys too. Didn't spend the RDP because I'm sort of looking at not only this turn but next turn, the stuff that I'll need to shield wall and do different things. So I moved them over. Arcan moved, Soul Mason moved, Catacross moving up into attack position. Now we're going to roll some charges, see what happens. All right, so the combat phase didn't go horrible. We were able to kill him, and we took the objective, we took the point. Catacross made his charge in. He killed 1 scythe and got 1 down to 1 wound. The big thing was that we remembered that monsters' actions were a thing, and they were roared, so they didn't get shield wall. The hunters actually just melted the rest of the Mortek guard, and I piled it in a way, so we made it a little awkward, but the bottom line is the Kronspine only took 2 wounds from the Mortek guard. I actually did 15 wounds, and you saved all but 2, right, or something? Yeah, so he's not even going to fail.
The rolls blew up both ways. He got all of his attacks through, and then I made all but 2 saves.
Yeah, so the Kronspine will not de-level, and we're going into Sylvaneth turn 3. Yep. All right, finishing up the hero phase. What all went down on this hero phase right here?
All right, trying to get back at me for the cogs play. He did unbind my hive, so that's unfortunately gone. But in return, I did get a nice, another nice bomb spell off. Undid a lot of the healing that he'd done. So I've got a lot of heroes at like half health over there that need to actually finish off. Still failing to summon trees.
Yeah. Catacross, the bomb that went off, Arcan took 2, Catacross took 2, the Harvester took 3, and the Soul Mason took 4. The guard were fine. So yeah, not the best, and not in a great position. I finest houred Arcan, and just with the hopes. Might have should have finest houred Catacross. But.
Oh yeah, and I'm doing eye for an eye this turn, so I'm just desperately trying to kill something.
Yeah, the 2 turns of the combat of not leveling the Kronspine. We've got him down 1, but he's probably fixing to eat a monster now, and he'll level up. So even if I do do enough damage to level him back down. He's still there, so here we go. All right, so we got a little bit of movement. Move the bugs up, the normal move.
Yeah, bugs moved up. We're circling around. Kronspine is rotating around. I was really wanting to go into the Archon, but as far as I could tell, it was just going to be too tight of a movement. I was only going to get like my 2-inch attacks on him, and then I'd have both of them beating back on me if I messed it up. It just wasn't worth the risk. I think I've got some weird plays over here. We'll see how that charge phase goes. Kurnoth did just go ahead and back out of there using the Spirit Pass teleport. Just keep combat focused over here while I make it a little bit easier for me.
All right, going in for charges. Let's see.
Yep. Unless you want to roll it, just because.
All right, not the best turn ever. What went down with this battle tactic and this combat over here?
All right, so had my bugs charge in here. Because of the situation, I wasn't able to get one of them in, and I put one of them on him, the Soul Mason, because he only had 2 wounds left. I was like, all right, if I can snipe him, that'll be fine, guarantee my battle tactic. I left him at 1 wound. Cool. Everything else went in here. I was like, all right, maybe if I can wipe this unit, Kronspine can come up, kill a Harvester. Left that unit with 4 or 5 guys, and then Kronspine killed 2 more.
Yeah.
Luckily, their attacks back didn't do anything to the Kronspine, but
So
it was kind of a wash, and unfortunately didn't get my battle tactic.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I expected him to kill the guard, and the Soul Mason, when he started swinging, I was like, okay, Soul Mason's dead. I pretty much wasn't even worried about rolling. And then it was a big whiff, and then it was like, oh, okay. Failed the roar.
Failed roar.
And so the shield wall helped a little bit. But honestly, I don't even think it was the shield wall. When the bug attacks went through, I just spiked 5s and 6s with all of them. So now we're going to priority turn 4.
Yep.
6, and I'm gonna. And he wrote a. So 6 to 6, and I'm gonna keep the priority just to see if I can actually end the game right here. There's a possibility I could possibly get enough points, people on his points, to end the game right now, and we'll just look at that and see what happens. So I had some really hard decisions on what I wanted to do. Originally, I thought I might end the game with winning the priority, but after we counted up the wounds, I don't think I was going to get on that point and do enough damage and actually take it. So we went with a little bit safer play and put the cogs back out, got some spells, Mystic Shield on Catacross, and I forgot to find a Sourream. I actually picked the Soul Mason to get those cogs out, unbindable. Get them out and can't be unbound. However, we've picked for our battle tactic the OBR one to the Tithe Demands, and I'm going to try to kill that Kronspine with Catacross. That is the play. I was able to get 2 mortal wounds on the Kronspine with Curse of Years, so it's kind of where we're sitting. Basically kill Kronspine turn and see what happens from there. Alright, so as far as movement, ran the guys in back, sort of reordered these guys, pushed everybody back just in case there was some weird pile in with Kronspine. Catacross moved here, and he didn't get far because of the fence. When he moved, they got a good redeploy here. It needed a 5 to lock him from getting the Kronspine. Got a 4, pretty close, and Arcan moved back to the back, so maybe get in the position to get a charge off of Warsong Revenant. We'll see. All right, so the turn wasn't all bad. I made the charges with Catacross. He got in there. I made the charges with Arcan. Arcan has got 2 wounds on him, but put 5 wounds.
5.
So almost brought the Spell Singer down. We have 13 total wounds. Catacross came in and he didn't really do that much, but
I made 3 4+ saves out of 12.
Yeah. So not awesome, and the Kronspine did 0 damage to Catacross or anybody.
Just wiped everything.
So 13, he needs to roll under a 13.
No, I need to roll a 14 or higher.
No, you need to roll.
I'm not on your side.
You need to roll
my dice like that.
Roll low.
That is a 13. That's tied. That goes down. Kronspine's dead.
Oh my goodness! I think their dice decided, since we're arguing, that they'll just tie it. Damn.
That doesn't work, dice.
Still doesn't end the game at all. I did get my battle tactic amazingly. That was super close because that was also the battle tactic to do that. I still held the point, but it is his turn to see what happens here. All right, so you started your turn, you went ahead and moved, and you also did your hero phase. In the hero phase, what did you get going on?
Well, finally managed to summon another tree, so that was nice. I tried to return a Kurnoth, but it was unbound, and then tried to Mortal Bomb, and that also just failed. So one successful cast with the tree, which is good. I needed that. Then moved my Drites up. Because I got that tree off, I was able to teleport my War Song to the other side of the field, basically, through Spirit Pass to get away from Archon. Currently, the goal is I've got 6 points worth of models holding this point, so barely beating out Archon, all strategically outside of 3. As long as I can take this point with these bugs, then I refocus the battle back here. I'm no longer as there's no longer an instant lose condition right then and there, and I have a chance if I can get the double to just win it.
Yeah.
So we will see.
It's going to come down to a taking out 4 Mortek Guard, and you don't want to pull Catacross or the Harvester in. We've laid out our 3-inch wedges, so we'll see what that looks like, and he might can do it, and that's his battle tactic. So.
Well, the bugs delivered. Box guard charge, so was able to put them wherever I wanted, basically. Fully surrounded the unit there. Barely managing to stay out of 3 of both of the main threats. So that puts me 6-12 versus 2-7-9. 6 versus 5. So I do have both points. I did kill the unit, got my battle tactic, and I feel a little bit better. And I guess priority. Let's see.
Well, time out before you get all up on your high horse about that 12 you rolled for a charge. You did roll.
I did have to use my triumph for it after rolling 2 ones. One of them being cocked, re-rolled into a 1.
Yeah. All right, so priority, and if he gets priority here, it will be actually very interesting because he will have. It'll be interesting if he can take the 3rd point to auto win the game. Yeah. Ooh, I rolled a 1. And Devin rolled a 2. He wins the priority for this turn. So we'll see what happens and see if he can actually if he can accomplish the goal of holding all 3 points. All right. All right. So Devin took the turn. He is going forth. Did you decide if you're going for the win or you're going for the tie and win off battle grand strategies?
So I had decided that surely I would get at least 1 spell off. And that would make that decision easier. Because regardless, battle tactic wise, I just desecrate some territory, wasn't going to matter. But grand strategy wise, I got to get more people into his territory, which required another tree. Failed that cast. Or rolled a 6, passed it barely with the +1, and then had him roll a flat 8 to unbind.
Unbound, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, maybe a good bomb can lighten up some area and make maybe killing and make keeping the middle point a little bit easier. Rolled a 5 there. And then tried to bring a Kurnoth back for like the 3rd time. And once again, got unbound. So no spells, which makes it position a little hard right now. Unfortunately, there's a total of 9 points on that middle, and I've got like 6 in reserve that I can move up. I don't think I have the sheer bodies and attacks right now to punch through his survivability to just win. We're going to go to battle tactics, tying, because we both talked it out. He can desecrate territory. It'll be fine over there, which then means we're going to go to grand strategies, which currently I can't get mine without... I don't have the bodies to get over there without something crazy happening with Sprite Riders or something.
Then we're going to look at it for a second. Let us
Yeah.
look, because I do have an issue with the back unit. They have to. My grand strategy is to have at least one fully healthy unit, and this one back here has 2 models missing, so I'd have to bring 2 back to make them full, which I think would guarantee my grand strat. And this unit is full, but he has not attacked or went through his turn, so that might change his decision on that.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked it out and talked it out. We looked at every angle, and it really came down to grand strategies. If he could get his, and we pretty much looked at it super close, didn't think so. This unit here basically needed to, in their movement phase, not move and then heal. So I basically, if I roll a 3 up, I win a minor victory, and I did. And I'd actually rolled a couple times to make sure, like, okay, yeah. This is a super
Yeah, he
close
was
game.
sitting over there. He's like 5. Want to watch me do it again? No.
Super close game. I thought I had it at one point. I thought he had it at one point.
Yeah.
The mess with the Kronspine, I felt very confident at first, and then for 2-3 rounds of combat, he didn't down level. If my plan was to go in, hit him hard, down level that Kronspine, and then really just I would have my whole army sitting in that, and with him being alive and not getting him down, which is exactly what you pay 400 points
Yeah.
to do. But hey, man, super fun game.
Oh, yeah. That
And
was a lot of fun.
and like I told him earlier in the game, this mission is built for my army. It's built for a very static, slow-moving go, and it takes away a lot of what he does with the jumping around. If there was multiple points, this game would have been a lot different. And even now, it's still a super close game. I mean, it's almost a tie, and I'm not that far from being sort of, I won't say tabled, but the majority of my units not being on the board. But Sylvaneth are super strong, and they hit harder than you think they should. But all right, good game.
Yeah, good game. Thank you very much.
And don't forget, the list will be in the description and all that. So y'all be good. So first off, I want to thank Devin for an awesome game. He's a fun opponent to play. A lot of banter back and forth between me and him, and he's running his army really well. He is part of Team Roll to Wound, so he's been going to tournaments and stuff like that. I want to thank Montauk's Games for letting us set up and sort of get a game and record in there. Um, I've said it. I said it when we rolled the mission. We started going through it. We both wanted to play the mission because we had not played it yet. But I told him, I said, "Hey, this mission's really in my favor. I'm just going to sort of can march forward, taking away a lot of the the asymmetric warfare that Sylvaneth does." And you count that, and throughout the game, I won most of the priorities except for the end, which it really didn't matter too much. And it was like, I won a lot of rolls going through that game, and that's what I told him at the end. I was like, even with me sort of being in my favor and winning all these critical rolls, because if he had a double turn pretty much anywhere in the middle of the game, there's a good chance that a couple of my heroes would have been dead, if not the Harvester, and it would have changed the complexity. And that's what I was telling him. Like, his army is very good, and it still had the majority of his models, or the majority of his units were still on the table at the end of the game. Just super fun. And this is my first opportunity to play Sylvaneth in the current state that it's in, and it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary dealing with their ability to move around, how hard they hit, the strike and fade, and stuff like that. But it was a fun game, and keep an eye out for more battle reports with Team Roll to Wound. And as always, thanks for watching, and y'all be good.